In this video, I'm comparing the Shun Sora 6-inch utility knife to the Global GS3 13cm utility knife. They're both relatively similar. The reason I say this is because a lot of people often find themselves choosing between Shuns and Globals because of their relatively similar price points, and I thought I would make a couple of videos going over them and helping with the decision. Off the bat, they're cut to roughly the same angle. The Shun is 16 degrees, the Global is a thinner 15 degrees, which means this actually has the edge in sharpness. The difference is this uses VG10 steel, which is a very hard 60 to 61 hardness, gold standard sort of steel for making knives, while the Global actually uses a much softer Chromova 18, which is 56 to 58 hardness. There are pros and cons. On the one hand, this is going to hold an edge much longer, it's going to stay sharper for much longer, and it's going to require much less maintenance. On the other hand, the Globals can be abused a little bit more because they do have a softer steel. I feel, however, that as long as you're using a knife properly, in the correct way, you always want to have harder steel because, again, it's less maintenance and it's less stuff to worry about and it stays sharper for longer. They are both handmade and essentially forged. I say that because this is obviously forged. This is essentially forged, but it doesn't, for example, have a full tang. It's actually a hollow handle that's filled with sand to give it a nice weight, and they then weld it directly onto the blade and then polish it up, which is nice for the weight, but there have been horror stories, just be warned, of this breaking, and then you have a sharp piece of metal flying towards your face, which no one really wants. This, on the other hand, has essentially a full tang. The tang ends right here, and for all intents and purposes, it's going to work the same as a full tang, even though it is technically a rabbit tang. On top of being VG10, this is then wrapped in stainless steel on both sides and welded, which number one gives you this gorgeous wave pattern, but number two makes it very resilient to rust and pitting and staining and things like that, which is always nice to have. The Shun has a 10-year warranty, the Global has a lifetime warranty, but in actuality, those are the same warranty. The reason I say that is because they both cover manufacturer defects, and any manufacturer defects would show up in the first few months of ownerships and would definitely not be showing up after 10 years. So that's the same. The Shun Sora actually comes with free lifetime sharpening, which I think makes it a deal breaker. The reason I say it is this: any reputable sharpener you take it with who does it manually using whetstones is going to charge you about $5 an inch for a non-serrated blade like these two, which means both of these would cost you roughly $30 or so to sharpen. That adds up very, very quickly. You never know what you're going to get back, which is stressful. And on top of that, not only do Globals need to be sharpened more often because they're softer steel, but if you look, you'll see they're actually sharpened originally in a very unique manner. They're ground down from about 1 centimeter above the actual cutting edge, and a lot of sharpeners will refuse to work on this knife because when you're sharpening it by hand manually, you're placing it on a whetstone flat like this and moving back and forth. You're not curving it and doing weird things to start up from up here. So it's a lot harder to find someone to work on this knife as well. Either way, they both have their pros and cons. They're both very good looking knives in their own ways. I'll put links down below. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, let me know, but otherwise I will talk to you very soon.